Welcome back. In Mpumalanga, the community safety Misivusi Shongwe has revealed that more than 365 people have been arrested for various crimes over the long weekend. Shongwe says the province has inspected around 25,000 vehicles at roadblocks. This is as the Easter weekend comes to an end, with major routes congested by huge traffic volumes.
Yeah, now since the start of this Easter holidays, we have about 360 people that have been arrested, illegal immigrants. And we have seized about counterfeits of about 35 million. And 3 people were arrested, you know, trying to cross very expensive vehicles to another country. And we have tested people that are COVID-19, over 2,000 of them. And insofar as traffic flow is concerned, the traffic officials have arrested about, they've checked about 25,000 of vehicles in the province, and you have about 5,200 summons that have been issued. So the province have been very busy in terms of, you know, the joint operations. We have a very popular program in the province called Overall Friday, which entails your roadblocks, your visit to taverns, checking for compliance, you know, criminal activities, dealing with gangsterism.
Well, it's the big rush back to the urban centres after those Easter holidays. We understand some traffic jams, especially coming back into Gauteng. Well, it means there's a lot of traffic. We're joined now by the Bakwena toll concession, their Chief Operating Officer, Kganyago. Solomon, good afternoon to you. Firstly, how busy is it?
Good afternoon, Stephen, and the viewers. Traffic this afternoon is very busy, and the highest we've recorded is just over 2,500 going through the Pumulani Plaza in the last hour.
I mean, I imagine that might actually be the busiest since you've had in the last year. In other words, since the start of the lockdown. There wasn't an Easter last year. Christmas isn't normally as busy as Easter. Is this the most you've had over the last year, do you think?
Yeah, this is definitely the highest we've had in a year, and we still expect we still expect higher volumes later in the afternoon. But we are pleased that motorists have been heeding our call to plan their trips as they return back to the province, and we've started seeing high volumes early in the morning.
When do you expect it to sort of be at the peak, I suppose at the worst? When do you expect to have the highest number of cars on the road? Now, obviously, as it gets later and it starts to get dark, sometimes people try and speed up a bit to get home before it gets dark. Sometimes it just gets more dangerous. Are you able to sort of predict around about 5 o'clock maybe, the busiest time?
Yeah, historically, the busiest has been around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. But the peak goes as late as 9 p.m.
That's a long time. Are people adhering to the speed limits? Are you finding that people are speeding? Or is there just too much traffic to actually speed?
Yeah, in terms of speed, due to the traffic volumes, there isn't much you can do. But the worrying trend has been, especially north of Grootes, where the carriageway is undivided. We've seen year on year in Easter festive seasons during busier periods, people traveling on the opposite carriageway, actually occupying the fast lane. And we've also started seeing those pictures early in the morning, where motorists coming back to Gauteng are occupying the entire carriageway northwards, which is worrying.
That's incredible. I mean, wow. Are you able to stop them from doing that? I mean, obviously the police will have to play a role.
Yeah, the police will have to play a role. What we've done on our section, fortunately, it's a divided carriageway. We've installed a wire rope to prevent motorists from traveling on the opposite side, and that has since worked. On the other section, which is managed by Sanral, they have installed some measures, but because the carriageway is undivided, they can't really install a physical barrier in the middle. But this is a worrying trend, and we plead with our motorists that as they come back, they need to exercise patience. So there's no need to rush to a toll plaza and create a traffic jam there, because that's just going to delay everyone.
So what's happening at your toll booths at the moment, your toll plazas? Are you able to deal with the traffic? Have you got all the gates open?
Yeah, we've got all the lanes open, and with the systems we've put in place, we can easily manage traffic up to 3,000. And we've also started installing tap-and-go facilities and swipes so that we can be able to increase throughput through our plazas.
So, I mean, how long are people having to wait to be able to pay? And I've got to tell you, Solomon, I mean, I've been stuck in these queues before. There's nothing more frustrating than having to wait to pay.
Yeah, on our plazas over the years, we've added capacity, we've added additional lanes. So the latest from our operator is that there aren't queues at our plazas. And earlier, the Gauteng traffic had a roadblock just before Pumlani Plaza. That also reduced the numbers. So we were able to process. But with the systems we've put in place, with all lanes available, we are easily able to process higher volumes, and we are not experiencing queues at our plazas.
Okay, and I mean, some people are going to get a little angry. You're going to be able to manage the capacity as you go through the afternoon, that peak 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You're not expecting queues there either, you reckon?
Yeah, with the queues that are there at the moment, like I said, the highest recorded so far is just over 2,500. And we expect higher volumes later in the afternoon as more and more people return. So, as I mentioned, the systems we have, we can easily manage volumes of 2,900, 3,000 per hour.
And obviously, Solomon, it helps if you've got the right change, if you're paying by credit card. If you want to be controversial, you can even use an e-tag.
Yeah, we are actually encouraging motorists to use e-tags. We've recently opened a store at the N1 Petroport just next to Pumlani Plaza to encourage motorists to get tagged. And we've seen an uptake of tags, and which is encouraging as people plan their journeys. They're also are getting tagged, which is good.
Oh, Solomon, I don't know how long that queue's got to be, I've got to tell you. Solomon Kganyago, thank you, Chief Operating Officer for the Bakwena toll concession. That's the N1, the N4 highway. Solomon, thanks very much indeed.